In the quiet town of Brooksville, a 12-year-old boy named Alex spent most of his days exploring abandoned buildings, hidden trails, and forgotten places. He had always been fascinated by mysteries, but nothing could have prepared him for what he was about to find. One warm afternoon, as Alex wandered near an old, crumbling house on the outskirts of town, something unusual caught his eye. A faint, pulsing glow beneath a pile of dried leaves. Curious, he knelt down and brushed the leaves aside, revealing a small, smooth stone that shimmered with a strange blue light. The moment his fingers touched it, a powerful surge of energy rushed through his body. His heart pounded, his skin tingled, and a strange warmth spread through his chest. For a moment, everything around him seemed to slow down, as if time itself had paused. At first, Alex was confused. He looked around, expecting something dramatic to happen, but everything seemed normal. Shrugging it off as his imagination, he slipped the stone into his pocket and continued exploring. But as he walked, he noticed something odd. His footsteps felt lighter, his movements quicker. He reached out to grab a branch that was out of reach, and to his shock, he jumped nearly 10 feet into the air. He landed on his feet, breathless. Something had changed. That night, unable to sleep, Alex sneaked out of his house to test his newfound abilities. He sprinted down the street, only to realize he was running faster than a speeding car. He leaped onto a wall, expecting to fall, but instead, he stuck to the surface, climbing effortlessly. With a deep breath, he focused on his hands and, to his amazement, a faint energy shield flickered around them. He wasn't just stronger or faster. He was something more. For the next few days, Alex trained in secret. He discovered he could lift heavy objects with ease, sense danger before it happened, and even create a force field around himself. But where had this power come from? And why he was chosen for it? Miles away, in a hidden underground laboratory, Dr. Zane, a brilliant but ruthless scientist, stared at a screen displaying Alex's every move. For years, he had searched for the legendary elemental stone, a source of energy capable of granting superhuman abilities. And now, it was in the hands of a mere child. Dr. Zane clenched his fists. "If I can't have the stone, no one will," he muttered. Pressing a button on his desk, he activated Project Titan, a towering, highly advanced combat robot designed to retrieve the stone at any cost. That evening, as Alex walked home from school, he heard a scream from a nearby alley. His heart pounded. Peeking around the corner, he saw two masked men threatening an old shopkeeper. They were demanding money, waving a crowbar in the air. Alex hesitated. He had never fought anyone before. Could he really do this? Taking a deep breath, he stepped forward. Before the robbers could react, he dashed forward at lightning speed, knocking one of them off his feet. The second man swung the crowbar, but Alex dodged effortlessly and pushed him back with an invisible energy pulse. Within seconds, the robbers were lying on the ground, too stunned to fight back. Alex glanced around. A few people had witnessed the scene, their faces filled with shock and amazement. Before anyone could ask questions, he sprinted away, disappearing into the night. The next morning, the town was buzzing with news of a mystery hero. Some called him an angel, others a ghost. But one thing was clear. Brooksville had a new protector. That night, as Alex lay in bed, something felt off. A strange chill filled the room, and a deep mechanical hum echoed in the distance. Suddenly, his window shattered as a giant metallic figure crashed into his room. The robot, Project Titan, stood over 7 feet tall, its red eyes glowing like burning coals. Its metal arms flexed, revealing razor-sharp claws. Alex barely had time to react before it lunged at him. He rolled off the bed, dodging just in time. Titan swung its arm, smashing a hole in the wall. Alex sprinted out of the house, leading the robot into the streets. The town was asleep, unaware of the battle unfolding in the shadows. Using his speed, Alex dodged Titan's attacks, trying to find a weak spot. But the robot was too strong, too fast. It anticipated his moves, blocking every punch, countering every strike. Alex was running out of time. Then he saw it, a power station at the end of the street. An idea sparked in his mind. He needed to lure Titan there. With a burst of speed, he dashed toward the station. As expected, Titan followed. Reaching the power station, Alex leaped onto a high platform, forcing Titan to climb after him. At the perfect moment, Alex grabbed a live electrical cable and swung it at the robot. Sparks exploded as thousands of volts surged through Titan's body. The robot trembled, its circuits overloading. With a final, deafening explosion, Titan collapsed into a heap of smoking metal. Breathing heavily, Alex stared at the wreckage. He had won, but he knew this was only the beginning. Dr. Zane wouldn't stop. More threats would come. As the first rays of sunlight touched the sky, Alex made a decision. He was no longer just a boy. He was a guardian, a hero, and he would be ready for whatever came next. Moral of the story: curiosity is the key to discovery, but not every mystery has a grand revelation. Sometimes the most magical things are not in the objects we find, but in the way we see the world.